Welcome, parents and students, to the 2020-2021 school year. My name is Mike Knott, and I am the high school director here at Vantage Career Center. First off, I want to just say thank you to our new students and their parents. Thank you for making the choice to come to Vantage Career Center this year. Thank you for letting us be a part of the last years of your high school career. The goal of the video here is to go over many of the common questions that come with a new school year and a new school. And so hopefully after watching this and attending our orientation on August 10th or August 11th, depending on your program, you'll have many of your questions answered and many of your nerves calmed before the first day of school. Let's start with just a list of things that need to be done either at orientation on the 10th or 11th, or by the first day of school at home. So on orientation evening, you will meet with your program instructors in individual meetings. At this time, you will get your schedule, and your program instructor will go over many of their expectations and what you will cover in their lab throughout your first year here at Vantage Career Center. Also at orientation, you'll have an opportunity to pay your student fees in the Commons with cash or check, or you can do this online through PaySchools Central. At home, you'll have a chance to do some more things online with that PaySchools, and I'll get to that here in a few minutes. Other things at orientation that night, if you qualify for a free or reduced lunch, you can turn that application in here at school in our Commons area, as well as put money on your lunch account in our Commons area. And again, that's cash or check only. And lastly, on orientation evening, we want you to explore the building, find your classrooms, and possibly meet, some of your academic teachers as well, just to help you feel a little bit more comfortable for that first day of school. Things to do at home. All right, before the first day of school, you will be asked to fill out your beginning of the year student forms via our OneView parent portal. And then obviously watch this general informational video from our website. So let me take you to our website. A lot of the things that we ask you to do and a lot of the information before school starts can be found on our website here. So you'll notice on our website 3 places that you can go. First, for our new and returning students, all right, you can click on that link for orientation, fee, uniform, and supply information. Also, a lot of our information is underneath either our parents or our students section on our website. So I'll go to the parents section. A lot of our general information, like I said, it can be found on our student or parent section of our website. For example, our Vantage calendar versus our associate calendar. One common question that we get every year is, what happens on a school day where Vantage is scheduled to attend classes and say I'm from Continental and Continental doesn't have school because of a teacher in service or they have an extra long Christmas break scheduled. All right, you are required to follow our Vantage calendar. All right, you are now a Vantage student and you're required to follow our Vantage calendar. Looking at our website, our calendar can be found underneath the high school tab where it says school year calendar. So that is out there for us to take a look at. One of the exceptions to that is our delays and cancellations. All right, we always say that students kind of get the best of both worlds on delays and cancellations, because obviously if Vantage is delayed or canceled, you get that delay or cancellation. But as well, if you are from, say, Antwerp, and Antwerp is delayed or canceled and Vantage is on time, as an Antwerp student, we don't want you to drive or come to school through whatever it is causing that weather delay. All right, whether it's snow or fog. Okay, so you get to honor that weather delay. Say, for example, Antwerp is delayed 2 hours and Vantage is on time. If you're an Antwerp student, you get that 2-hour delay. All right. New for our 2020-2021 school year. Any weather cancellation day here at Vantage. Okay, so if we are canceled because of weather, that will be a remote learning day. So students will be expected to log in and work from home. All right, and we will get to a little bit more on remote learning here in a little bit. All right. Don't think, students, that you're missing out on some days. As we look at the calendar and talk about your first day of school, which we can kind of skip down here and do, our opening day for new students is Monday, August 24th. Originally, we had planned on new students starting Tuesday, August 18th, and our Board of Education allowed us to bump that start date back to the 24th to allow us to do some professional development with our teachers. So you're actually getting 4 days off right at the beginning of the year that you weren't normally going to get off. So kind of think of those as 4 of your weather cancellation days that you get right away. All right. So again, any weather cancellation day here at Vantage will be a remote learning day. All right. Some common questions about our school day. Our school day starts at 8:20, so please arrive here by 8:15. If you ride the bus, obviously you'll never be late. So if you have bus transportation questions, you can direct those to your home school and they will answer those for you. At the end of the day, we do a staggered dismissal, and at 2:34, our bus riders are dismissed, and at 2:40, our drivers or our riders, anybody that's getting picked up, is dismissed at that time. If you're dropping off or picking up your student, we ask that you do that out front of our school by our U.S. flagpole. Again, a lot of our information, like I said, from this video can be found on our website. So a couple of those things I will get to is our handbook, how to report absences, and our lunch procedures. So taking a look at our website, underneath both our parent and our student section, you can find a link to the handbook. Underneath our parent section, you can find a link to report an absence. Again, a link for our school calendar. And also, if we go into our students page, we can find our link to our lunch account. So there's a link there to check your lunch account balance and to the Pay Schools app to allow you to put money on your lunch account. All right. Our lunch system is a paperless, or I'm sorry, a cashless system. So when students walk through the line, there's no cash changing hands. Up until this point, we have in the past used a 4-digit code that the students would type in to subtract money from their lunch account if they were buying a lunch. This year, we will have a touchless system. So by a touchless system, I mean each student will be assigned a barcode that they can scan through the lunch line. And that brings me to another point on our website, our Vantage app. So if you download the Vantage app on your smartphone, you can see it right here. You'll find on that smartphone app a My ID. And on that My ID, students will have the opportunity to look up their last name and their student ID, which will be on their student schedule, the 4-digit number on their student schedule. And that ID will pull up a barcode on the app. Students will be able then to scan that barcode as they go through the line to subtract money from their lunch account when they buy their lunch. If you are a student that does not have a smartphone and is unable to do the app, we will have ID cards with the barcode available on a limited basis. So again, the first week of school, we'll have those barcode cards available, and students can get those during the first day at lunch. So again, our handbook is linked on our website. Parents, there's a link to reporting absences. You can also call here at Vantage or send a note if you know ahead of time that a student is going to be out for a doctor's appointment or prearranged absence. You can send a note. But we do expect parent contact if a student is going to be absent. All right. We talked also about our lunch procedures and how that is a cashless system during the lunch period. You can put money on your student's account at Pay Schools, or you can put money on your lunch account at orientation with cash or check. And during the school year, you can also send cash or check with your student, and they can deposit that lunch money in the morning before school starts. So again, before 8:20 in the cafeteria, before school starts. Lastly, on orientation, many of you students came in July and got measured for your uniform. If you did not get measured in July, we will measure you the first week of school for your uniforms. All right, so please see your program teacher tonight and ask them tonight at orientation and ask them what to wear those first days of school until you have your uniform. Okay, so the program instructors will go over that in their program meetings. Other general information for our school year. We do have parking permits for every student that's going to drive to school. You must register for a parking pass, and we will have a table at lunch the first week of school for you to do that. So we'll have that first week of school for you to register for your parking pass. After that, parking passes can be obtained in the high school office. Your first parking pass is free. Make sure that once you get it, you hang it in your rear view mirror in your car. And if you would happen to lose it and need a replacement, that will cost you $5. Okay, so don't lose that first one that you get. All right. Once you hang that in your mirror, say for example you transfer cars, maybe you drive mom and dad's car one day and your car the next, you can transfer that pass. Just move it in the mirror. Okay. We also do have a set structure to our parking lot. All of our students park facing south, and we'll have staff out in the parking lot the first days of school kind of directing you to that. But we do that so that we can have a controlled release at the end of the day. And basically, the earlier you get here in the morning, you'll be one of the first out of the parking lot at the end of the day. So again, our staff will be out to help you and direct you during that first week on how to park. All right. Other important information on our website. Okay. If we are underneath our student links, our student page on the website. All right. Downloading the Vantage app for students is going to be very important. All right. Not only will it have that barcode for lunch, but it also has a notifications feature where you and your teachers can communicate back and forth using the notifications on your phone. So I can't stress enough downloading that Vantage app and getting that before the first day of school. Your teachers then will work with you during that first week on the notifications. All right. Another thing that you may want to do is sign up for our Ohio alerts. So on our page, sign up for Ohio alerts, and that will allow you to get the text messages for any delays, cancellations, or school information. All right. And lastly, on our website, underneath our parent section, all right, that is where you can find the link to fill out the online forms for the beginning of the year. So like emergency medical forms and all that good stuff. All right. You shall be receiving in the mail a letter to do those OneView forms. All right. This letter was mailed out from Vantage on Friday, August 7th. So it should be coming in to your mailbox the week of August 10th. And in that letter, it will have your code for the OneView app. All right. So again, on that parent section, if you go to our online forms, the OneView parent portal, You need a code to link your student, and that code will be coming in our beginning of the school letter in the mail. In that letter, you'll also find some of the specifics to our reopening plan for this year. We understand that with the COVID-19 and all that is going on in our world, there are many things that schools have to do this year that normally aren't thought of. And in our reopening letter, you'll see our emphasis on the safeguards and measures that we are going to take to make sure that we protect the health and safety and promote that as our top priority for both our staff and students this year. So in that letter, it does describe our plans as of now are to have in-person learning 5 days a week, with the first day of school for our new students being August 24th, and the first day of school for our returning students as August 25th. All right. There are 6 main points to our reopening plan, and 6 things that we really want to stress. First off, we are asking students and parents to be very vigilant in assessing for symptoms every day. So parents, you'll be asked to complete symptom checks on your students before they come to school each day. And if they have a temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, or if your student is experiencing other symptoms, they should not report to school that day, and you should call them in for an absence. All right. The other things that we need to be very aware of are washing and sanitizing our hands, thoroughly cleaning our school environment, practicing social distancing when we can, and implementing the face covering policy that you can find in our student handbook. Lastly, I spoke earlier about our remote learning plan. The school will have a remote learning plan in place in the event that during the school year we would be required to go online. All right. Primarily for that, we'll be using Google Classroom to accomplish this. And as the students come in for the first weeks of school, more information will be given out about that plan. Okay. And then also enclosed with this letter, as I said, will be the instructions for the OneView student forms. All right. That I can't stress enough, going on and filling out your online forms before the first day of school, so that we have current emergency medical information for our students. All right. Lastly, I just wanted to remind students that I know even though everyone wants to talk about COVID-19, we're still going to have common sicknesses this year: sore throats, the common cold, flu. Students and teachers will still have allergies. So the common thing in a lot of those is that they share symptoms with COVID-19. So with that being said, whether we're talking about a common cold or a different virus, the best practice is always going to be to practice washing your hands, not touching your face, not touching your eyes, and staying home if you don't feel well. All right. And so I think as we go through this year, we all just need to use common sense. And if we're sick, stay home to help with those sicknesses. All right. And if we do those things, we will get through this year and have a lot of successes to talk about at the end. All right. Lastly, students, parents, I just want to welcome you to the Vantage family. We as a staff are here to help you succeed, so don't be afraid to ask for help at any time. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to reach out. Ask questions at orientation. If you think of them after orientation, you can send an email or make a phone call. Okay. Have a good evening or daytime whenever you're watching this, and here's to a successful school year.